Namaste. Ataika dasho tyayaho. Vishivarupa Darshana Yogaho. Arjuna Uvacha. Madanugrahaya Paramam Guhyamatya Damasamjinitam. Yatava Yogatam Pachasatena Mohoyam Vigato Mama Pava Piyayao Hi Bhutanam Shurutao Visitarasho Maya Tuvatataho Kamala Patra Kusho Mahatamiyamapi Jabhyayamo Evameta Diatha Tata Tuvamatamanam Parameshivara Turashutuo Mikuchami Te Rupamai Shivaram Purushotama Manyase Yadi Takachakiyam Maya Terashutumiti Prapo Yogeshivara Tato Metavam Taishayatama Namabhyayamo Shri Bhagavan Nuvacha Pashya Me Palta Rupanui Shatashota Sahasrashaho Nana Vitani Divyani Nana Balno Kriti Nicha Pashya Dityanu Basun Rud Pashya Dityanu Basun Rudra Pashya Dityanu Basun Rudra Nashivina Pashya Dityanu Basun Rudra Pashya Dityanu Basun Rudra Nishivanao Pashya Dityanu Basun Rudra Nashivinao Marudasatata Pahu Niadrishitapul Vanui Pashya Shechariyanui Parata Ihaikastham Jagatakritasnam Pashyadya Sacharacharam Mama Mehe Grida Kuda Kesha Yakachanyad Terashutu Mikachasi Na tu Mam Shakyase Terashutu Manenaiva Sabachakushusho Divyam Dadami Te Chakushuho Pashya Me Yogamai Shivaram Sanjaya Uvacha. One second. I'm gonna change the title. Okay. Sorry. Eva Mugutva Tato Rajana Maha Yogeshivaro Hariho Daishayamasa Paltaya Paramam Rupamai Shivaramu Aneka Bhagavataranayanama Aneka Bhagavata Nayana Maneka de Buddha Darshanam. Aneka Bhagavata Nayana Maneka de Buddha Darshanam. Aneka Bhagavata Nayana Maneka de Buddha Darshanam. Aneka Bhagavata Nayama. Aneka Bhagavata Nayana. Aneka Bhagavata Nayana Maneka de Buddha. Aneka Bhagavata Nayana Maneka de Buddha Darshanam. Aneka Divya Paranam. Divya Nekodiata Yutam. Divyama Liyam Bara. Divyama Liyam Barataram. Divya Ganantanu. Divya Ganantanu. Divya Ganantanu Lepanamu. Saiba Shicharia Mayam. Devamanantam. Pishivatomukamu. Divi Surya Sahasrasya. Pavediuga Padut Tita. Yadi Paho Sadrishi Sa Siad Pa Sastasya Mahatmanaho Tatrai Kasatam Jagat Kritisnam Pravi Pakutamane Kata Apashedu Devasya Sharire Panu do Pasutata Panu do Pasutata Tataho Sa Visumaya Rishito Roma Tananjayaho Pranomia Shirasa Devam Guritan Jalira Pashutam Arjuna Uvacha Pashyami Devam Siddhava Deva Dehe Saivam Siddhata Bhuta Vishesho Sankhana Bhuta Vishesho Sankhana Brahmano Misham Kamala Sanasatamuri Shrim Kamala Sanasatamuri Shrim Shitya Saibanura Kam Shitya Divyana Aneka Bahu Daraba Aneka Bahu Darabakutara Netram Pashyami Tuvam Saibato Nanu Darupam Nanadam Namatyam Na Punasatabadim Pashyami Pishiveshivara Pishivarupa Giri Tuinam Kadinam Chakrinam Cha Tejorashim Saibato Tibati Manutam Pashyami Tuvam Tulniri Kushyam Samanatad Tibetana Laika Diutima Prameyama Tuvamakushoram Paramam Peditavyam Tuvamasya Pishivasya Param Ditanamu Tuvamabhyayaho Shashivata Taima Kopita Sanatanastuvam Purusho Mato Me Anadi Matyanu Tamananu Piryamananu Bahum Anadi Matyanu Tamananu Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananu Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum Anadimatyan Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum. One more. Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum. Anadimatyana taman. All right. You just need to say it once correctly. That's key. Anadimatyana tamananutta Anadimatyana tamananutta Anadimatyana tamananutta. It's gonna take a while. Anadimatyana tamananutta Anadimatyana tamananutta Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum. One more. Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum Anadimatyana tamananutaviryamananutapahum. Alright, good enough. Shashisuri anataramu Pashyami Tivam Diputahuta Shabakataram Suvatejasa Pishipamidam Tapanatam Dyava Prithiviorida Manutaram Dyava Prithiviorida Manutaram Hi Vyagatam Devayaikena Dishashita Saivaha Tirishatuva Putam Rupamugram Tavedam Lokatarayam Pravyatitam Mahatmana Ami Hi Tivam Surasanga Ka Vishanati Gachita Pitaha Pranjalayo Kurinonati Suvasati Dyukutava Maharshi Siddhartha Maharshi Siddhartha Sankha Sutuvanati Tivam Sututipiha Poshikala Piha Rudra Ditya Pasabo Yecha Satya Pishiveshichi now Marutashi Joshima Pashacha Ganantaiva Yakusho Sura Siddhartha Sankha Ganantaiva Yakusho Sura Ganantaiva Yakusho Sura Ganantaiva Yakusho Sura Siddhartha Sankha 가는 타이바 야쿠쇼 수라시드 가는 타이바 야쿠쇼 수라싱 가는 타이바 야쿠쇼 수라시드 타상카 비구슈원 비구슈너 비구슈누테 비구셔누테 비구셔누테 뜨밤 비스미타 시자이바 사이베 루밤 마하뜨테 바후바크트라네트람 마하바후 바후바후 루파담 바후다람 바후담 실두로 까라람 바후담 실두로 까라람 드르실두바 로카허 브라비아티타 스타타하 브라비아티타 스타타하무 나파허스 브리샴 디부다마네칼바 디부다마네카카 발놈 디부다마네카 발놈 비아트다나남 디부다비샬라 네트라무 드르슈트바 히 뜨밤 브라비아티타느 따라트마 브라비아티타느 따라트마 트리팀나 비누다미 샤맘짜 비슈누 남실트로 까라라니 짜떼 무카니 드르슈트바이바 까라나라사누니 파니 디쇼 나 짜네 나 라페 짜 샬마 브라시다 데베샤 자가느니 바 자가느니 바사 아미 짜 뜨밤 트리타라 슈드러시아 부트라흐 사이베 사하이바 바니파 라상카이 사하이바 바니파 라상카이흐 사하이바 바니파 라상카이흐 비슈모 두로너흐 수타푸드라스타 타사오 사하스마디야이라피 요타무키아이흐 바그드라누이 테 드바라마노 비샤느티 담실트르 까라라니 파야나카니 게치드빌라그나 다샤나느 따레슈 사느드리시아느테 줄누이 다이루트타망의 줄누이 다이루트타망 줄누이 다이루트타망의 가이허 줄누이 다이루트타망 가이허 줄누이 다이루트타망의 가이허 줄누이 다이루트타망의 가이허 Good enough. 야타 나디남 바하보무 부베가흐 바하보무 부베가흐 사무드라메바 비무카 드라바누티 따타 따바미 나랄로카비라 비샤느티 바그트라 누여 피비주발라 라누티 바그트라 누여 피비주발라누티 야타 프라디부담 지발라남 바땅은가 비샤느티 나샤야 사무리드타 베가 사무리드 Samudita Pegaho Tataiva Nashaya Pishanati Loka Loka Sitavapi Pakatranui Samudita Pegaho Lelihiase Grasamanaho Samanatala Tala Lokana Samagrana Badanai Jivala de Piho. It's gonna take a while. That one's out. Samanatala Lokana Samagrana Bane Bada Nai Jivala de Piho. Samanatala Lokana Samagrana Bade Nai Jivala de Piho. Samanatala Lokana Samagrana Bade Nai Jivala de Piho. Nai Jivala de Piho. Samanatala Lokana Samanatala Lokana Samanatala Lokana Samagrana Badanai Jivala de Piho. Samanatala Lokana Samagrana Badanai Jivala de Piho. Tejo Pirapu Tejo Pirapuria Jagat Samagram Pasasatabograho Pratapanati Vishnu Akyahi Meko Papa Nugurarupo Namosutu Te Devabara Prasida Vijinya Tu Mikachami Pavana Damadiam Nahi Prajanami Tava Pravritim Shri Bhagavanuvacha Kalosami Lokakushoya Krita Pravridito Lokana Sama Haltu Miha Lokana Sama Haltu Miha Pravriditaho Vatapi Devam Na Pavishyanati Saive Yevasatitaho Pratyani Keshu Yotaho Tasmat Vamutishto Yasho La Pasava Jitva Shaturuna Punguku Shiva Rajyam Samadhidatam Maya Vaite Nihataho Purvameva Nimitatamateram Pava Sabhyasa China Duronam Cha Pishimam Cha Jayadaratam Cha Kalnam Tatanyanapi Yotavirana Maya Hatam Sitavam Jahi Ma Vyatishito Yutiasava Teja Jetasi Ranue Sapatanana Sanjaya Uvacham Etaka Churutva Pachanam Keshavasya Gritanjali Vepamanaho Gritanjali Vepamanaho Giritui Namaskritva Puya Evaha Krishnam Jagadugadam Pitaho Pranamiya Arjuna Uvacha Sthane Hrishikesha Tava Prakirtiya Jagat Prahrishyotiya Nurajyate Jagat Prahrishyotiya Nurajyate Cha 라쿠슈엄시 비타니 디쇼 드라바누티 살베 나마시아느 디짱 시드타 상응 가허 다스마 그짱 때나 나메라느 마하트마느 가리야세 브라하마 누 비아디 깔트레 브라하마 누 비아디 깔트레 아나는다 데베샤 자가느 니바사 드바마쿠쇼람 사다사트 바람 야트 드바마 디다바허 부르셔허 부라너스트 바마시아 비시바시아 바람 니타나무 베트다시 베디암자 바람자 타마 드바야 따담 비시바마나는 비시바마나는 나누타루바 비시바마나는타 비시바마나누타루바 바유리아 모그닐 바루너허 샤샹가허 브라자파티스트밤 프라피타마하시짱 브라자파티스트밤 프라피타마하시짱 나마스테스투 사하스라크리트바흐 보나시짱 부요비 나마스테 나마흐 부라스타다타 브리슈터타스테 나모스투 테 살바타 에바 살바 안나는 다비리아 미타비크라마스드 안나는 다비리아 미타비크라마스드 밤 살밤 사마브노슈이 다토시 살바흐 사케티 마트바 프라사팜 야두크담 해 크리슈노 해 야다바 해 사케티 아자나타 마히마남 타베담 마야 프라마다트 프라노야나 파피 야그자바하 살타마사트 그리토시 비하라샤이야 사나 포자네슈 비하라샤이야 사나 포자네슈 에코타바비야 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 지우타 따트 사마쿠샴 따트 쿠쇼마예 드바마하마 프라메야무 드바마하마 프라메야무 피타시 로카시야 자라시야 드바마시야 부지아시자 구를가리야느 나 드바트 사모스티아 피아티카흐 드바트 사모스티아 피아틱 드바트 사모스티아 피아티카흐 꾸토니오 로카트라 요피아 프라티마 프라파바 타스마트 프라노미야 프라누이타야 까얌 프라사다예 드바마하미 샤미두염 피테바 부트라시아 사케바 사키우흐 브리야흐 Priyaya hasi Deva Deva Sotumu Sotumu Adirishita Pulvam Rushitosami Dirishitva Payana Cha Prabhyatitam Mano Me Tadeva Me Darshaya Deva Rupam Prasida Devesha Jaganuni 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 Basa Giri Duinam Kadinam Chakra Hasatam Ikachami Devam Derashutu Maham Tataiva Denaiva Rupena Jatulpujana Sasrabaho Pava Vishiva Multe Shri Bhagava Nuvacha Maya Prasananana Tabal Junedam Rupam Param Tashitamat Mayogat Tejomayam Vishivamananantam Vishivamananantamaya Vishivamananantama Vishivamananantamadiyam Yaname Devadaniena Na Dirishita Pulvam Na Vedaya Jinya Thyaya Nailna Ta Nailna Cha Kriya Pilna Tapo Piru Graiha Evam Rupaha Shakya Aham Niriloke Tirashutum Devadaniena Guru Prabhira Ma Te Vyatha Ma Cha Vimutha Pavo Dirishitva Rupam Korami Diringumia Medamu Korami Diringumia Medamu. I'm just gonna double check this spelling there. I think I'm pretty sure I did it right. Alright, 11:49. Yeah, cool. Alright, home stretch, almost done. Vyapeta Piha Puritamanaha Punasutavam Tadeva Me Rupamidam Prapashya Sanjaya Uvacha Iti Arjunam Vasudevasatato Kutava Sivakam Rupam Daishayamasa Puyaho Ashivasayamasa Cha Pitamenam Putva Punaho Samiyabal Saumya Vapul Mahatma Arjuna Uvacha Durishito Vedam Manusham Rupam Tava Saumyam Janaldana Idani Masumi Samburitataho Sachetaho Prakritim Kataho Shri Bhagavanuvacha Suduldaishamidam Rupam Drishitavanasi Yanumama Deva Abhyasya Rupasya Nityam Daishana Kang Kushri Noho Kang Kushi Noho Daishana Kang Kushi Noho Daishana Kang Kushri Noho. Yeah, good enough. Naham Bedaina Tapasana Tanena Na Jejaya Shakya Evambito Derashitum Dirishita Banasi Mam Yatha Pakutiya Devananyaya Shakya, Ahame Bambi Toljuna, Avame Bambi Toljuna, Jinya Dum Derashudum, Ja Tatubena, Baraveshudum, Ja Paranutapa, Mate Kaima Kurinu, Mate Kaima Kurinu, Mate Paramo, Mate Kaima Kurinu, Mate Paramo, Mate Pakutahu, Sangunga Baljitahu, Livairahu, Salva Puteshu Yahu Sa Mameti Panundava Tatu Saditi Shri Mad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatusu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sambad Vishivarupa Daishana Yogo Namaika Dashothyayahu. Arjuna said, "This discourse about the supreme mystery called Adhyatman, which thou hast uttered for my welfare, has dispelled this my delusion. For I have heard from thee at large of the creation and dissolution of beings, O thou of eyes like lotus petals, and also of thy greatness that knoweth no deterioration. What thou hast said about thyself, O great Lord, is even so. O best of male beings, I desire to behold thy sovereign form. If, O Lord, thou thinkest that I am competent to behold that, then, O Lord of mystic power, show me thy eternal self." Just 1 second. Okay. The Holy One said, "Behold, O son of Brita, my forms by hundreds and thousands, various, divine, diverse in hue and shape. Behold the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the Ashwins, and the Maruts. Behold, O Parata, innumerable marvels unseen before. Behold, O thou of curly hair, the entire universe of mobile and immobiles collected together in this body of mine, and whatever else thou mayest wish to see. Thou art, however, not competent to behold me with this eye of thine. I give thee celestial sight. Behold my sovereign mystic nature." Sanjaya continued, "Having said this, O monarch, Hari, the mighty lord of mystic power, then revealed to the son of Brita his supreme sovereign form, with many mouths and eyes, many wondrous aspects, many celestial ornaments, many celestial weapons uplifted, wearing celestial garlands and robes, with unguents of celestial fragrance, full of every wonder, resplendent, infinite, with faces turned on all sides. If the splendor of 1,000 suns were to burst forth at once in the sky, that would be like the splendor of that mighty one. The son of Pandu then beheld there in the body of that god of gods the entire universe divided and subdivided into many parts, all collected together. Then Dhananjaya, filled with amazement, with hair standing on end, bowing with his head, with joined hands addressed the god. Arjuna said, "I behold all the gods, O God, as also all the varied hosts of creatures, Brahman seated on lotus seat, and all the rushes and the celestial snakes. I behold thee with innumerable arms, stomachs, mouths, eyes on every side, O thou of infinite forms. Neither end nor middle, nor also beginning of thine do I behold, O Lord of the universe, O thou of universal form. Bearing diadem, mace, and discus, a mass of energy glowing on all sides, do I behold thee that are hard to look at, endued on all sides with the effulgence of the blazing fire, O the sun, immeasurable. Thou art indestructible, the supreme object of this universe. Thou art without decay, the guardian of eternal virtue. I regard thee to be the eternal being. I behold thee to be without beginning, mean, and to be of infinite prowess, of innumerable arms, having the sun and the moon for thy eyes, the blazing fire for thy mouth, and heating this universe with energy thy own. For the space betwixt heaven and earth is pervaded by thee alone, as also all the points of the horizon. At sight of this marvelous and fierce form of thine, O Supreme Soul, the triple world trembleth. For these hosts of gods are entering thee. Some afraid are praying with joined hands, saying, Hail to thee. The hosts of great rushes and sitas praise thee with copious hymns of praise. The Rudras, the Adityas, the Vasus, they that are called the Satyas, the Vishvas, the Ashvins, the Maruts, also the Ushimapas, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, the hosts of Sityas, behold thee and are all amazed. Beholding thy mighty form, with many mouths and eyes, O mighty armed one, with innumerable arms, thighs and feet, many stomachs, terrible in consequence of many tusks, all creatures are affrighted, and I also. Indeed, touching the very skies of blazing radiance, many-hued, mouth wide open with eyes that are blazing and large, beholding thee, O Vishnu, with inner soul trembling, I can no longer command courage and peace of mind. Beholding thy mouths, that are terrible in consequence of tusks, and that are fierce, I cannot recognize the points of the horizon, nor can I command peace of mind. Be gracious, O God of gods, O thou that art the refuge of the universe, and all these sons of Dhritarashtra, together with the hosts of kings and Bhishma and Drona, and also the Sutta son, accompanied by even the principal warriors of our side, are quickly entering thy terrible mouths, rendered fierce by thy tusks. Some with their heads crushed are seen striking at the interstices of thy teeth. As many currents of water flowing through different channels roll rapidly towards the ocean, so these heroes of the world of men enter thy mouths that flame all around. As the mouths with increasing speed rush for destruction to the blazing fire, so also do the people with unceasing speed enter thy mouths for destruction. Swallowing all these men from every side, thou lickest them with thy flaming mouths, filling the whole universe with energy. Thy fierce splendors, O Vishnu, are heating. Tell me who thou art of fierce form. I bow to thee, O chief of the gods, be gracious to me. I desire to know thee that art the primeval one, for I do not understand thy actions. The Holy One said, I am death, the destroyer of the worlds, fully developed. I am now engaged in slaying the race of men. Without thee, all these warriors, standing in the different divisions shall cease to be. Wherefore, arise, gain glory, vanquishing the foe, enjoy swelling kingdom. By me have all these been already slain. Be only the instrument, O thou that canst draw the bow with the left hand. Drona and Bhishma, and Jayadratha, and Karna, and also other heroic warriors, slain by me do thou slay. Be not dismayed, fight, thou shalt conquer in battle foes. Sanjaya continued, hearing these words of Keshava, the diadem decked, trembling with joined hands, bowed, and once more said unto Krishna, with voice choked up and overwhelmed with fear, and making his salutations. Arjuna said, it is meet, O Hrishikesha, that the universe is delighted and charmed in uttering thy praise, and the Rakshasas flee in fear in all directions, and the hosts of the Siddhas bow down. And why should they not bow down to thee, O Supreme Soul, that are greater than even Brahman and the primal cause? O thou that art infinite, O God of the gods, O thou that art the refuge of the universe, thou art indestructible, thou art that which is, and that which is not, and that which is beyond. Thou art the first God, the ancient being, thou art the supreme refuge of this universe. Thou art the knower, thou art the object to be known, thou the highest abode. By these pervaded this universe, O thou of infinite form. Thou art Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varuna, Moon, Prajapati, and Grandsire. Obeisance be to thee 1,000 times, and again, and yet again obeisance to thee. Obeisance to thee in front, and also from behind. Let obeisance be to thee from every side, O thou that art all. Thou art all, of energy that is infinite, and prowess that is immeasurable. Thou embracest thee all. Regarding thee a friend, whatever hath been said by me carelessly, such as, O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, not knowing this thy greatness, from want of judgment, or from love either. Whatever disrespect hath been shown thee for purpose of mirth, on occasions of play, lying, sitting, at meals, while alone or in the presence of others, O undeteriorating one, I beg thy pardon for it, O thou that art immeasurable. Thou art the Father of this universe, of mobiles and immobiles. Thou art the great Master deserving of worship. There is none equal to thee. How can there be one greater, O thou, whose power is unparalleled? in even the three worlds. Therefore, bowing, prostrating my body, I ask thy grace, O Lord, O adorable one. It behoveth thee, O God, to bear as a father the sons, a friend the friends, a lover the loved ones. Beholding thy form unseen before, I have been rejoiced. My mind hath been troubled with fear. Show me that form, O God. Be gracious, O Lord of the gods, O thou that art the refuge of the universe. In diadem and with mace discussed in hand as before, I desire to behold thee. Be of that same four-armed form, O thou of 1,000 arms, O thou of universal form. The holy ones that please with thee, O Arjuna, I have, by my mystic power, shown thee the supreme form, full of glory, universal, infinite, primeval, which have been seen before by none else save thee. Except by thee alone, O hero of Guru's race, I cannot be seen in this form in the world of men by anyone else, even by the study of the Vedas, or of sacrifices, by gifts, by actions, by the severest austerities. Let no fear be thine, nor perplexity of mind, as seeing this awful form of mine. Free from fear, with a joyful heart, behold thou again that other form. Sanjaya continued. Vasudeva, having said all this to Arjuna, once more showed his own form, and the high-souled one, assuming once more the gentle form, comforted him who had been afflicted. Arjuna said, beholding this gentle human form of thine, O Janardhana, I have now become of right mind and have come to my normal state. The holy one said, this form of mine which thou hast seen is difficult of being seen. Even the gods are always desirous of becoming spectators of this form, not by the Vedas, nor by austerities, nor by gifts, nor by sacrifices can I be seen in this form of mine which thou hast seen. By reverence, however, that is exclusive, O Arjuna, I can in this form be known, seen truly, and attained to, of chastiser of fools. He who doth everything for me, who hath me for his supreme object, who is free from attachment, who is without enmity towards all beings, even he, O Arjuna, cometh to me. I hope people are not freaking out around me. Okay. Namaste. Bra. Mam hishitoya burihate burihadraye satya shushimaya tabase matim pare apamiva bravanue yasya dultaram rato vishivayu shavase apavritam atate vishivamanu hasadishitaya apo nimuneva sabana havishimatahu yat paivate na samashita hariyata inudrasya vajraho Shinatita Hiranuyoyaho Asumai Pimaya Namasa Samatubara Usho Na Shupura Para Baniyase Nyasya Tama Shiravase Na Menudriyam Na Menudriyam Jyotirakari Harito Na Yase Ime Ta Inudra Te Payam Purushututa Ye Tvarapya Jaramasi Prapuvaso Nahi Tvadanio Gilvanuo Giraho Sakakusho Nui Riva Sakakusho Nui Riva. Sorry. 1 second. One day I will quit tobacco. It's helping me, so I need it. Sakatakushoni riva prati no haria tadvachaho. Purita inudra Piriam taba semasyasya Sutotul makabankamama Sutotul makabankamama Purino Anu te diaul buri hati diaul. Just wanna make sure. It's 57 verse 5. Ah, 0. Diaul, yep, cool. Viriam mama iam cha te prithvi nema ojase Devam Daminudra Bhaivatam Mahamurum Vajrino Bhaiva Shashichakaltita Vajrino Bhaiva Shashichakaltita Abasarijo Nibritaho Saltaba Apaho Satra Bishivam Tatishwe Kevalam Sahaho. Namaste. To him most liberal, lofty Lord of lofty wealth, verily powerful and strong, I bring my hymn, whose checkless bounty as of waters down a slope is spread abroad for all that live to give them strength. Now all this world for worship shall come after thee. The offerer's libations like floods to the depth. When the well-loved one seems to rest upon the hill, the thunderbolt of Indra, shatterer, rod of gold. To him the terrible most meet for lofty praise, like bright dawn, now brings gifts with reverence in this rite. Is that right? Alright, 57. I like using the original because it's the original, but sometimes the printing is a problem. Where am I? 3. Yeah, cool. Whose being for renown, ye, Indra power and light, have been created like base steeds to move with speed. Thine Indra, praised by many, excellently rich, are we who trusting in thy help draw near to thee. Lover of praise, none else but thou receives our laud. As earth loves all her creatures, love thou this our hymn. Great is thy power, O Indra, we are thine. Fulfill, O Makavan, the wish of this thy worshipper. After thee, lofty heaven hath measured out its strength. To thee and to thy power, this earth hath bowed itself. Thou who hast thunder for thy weapon, with thy bolt hast shattered into pieces this broad massive cloud. Thou hast sent down the obstructive floods, that they may flow. Thou hast thine own forever, all victorious might. 96. I have to make a note so I know what I'm doing tomorrow. That's what I'm doing now. 58 tomorrow. Book 1. Okay. Oof. One more. Ooh, forgot to change the name again. Always do this. Sorry about that. Okay, so that was Rig Veda. Now it's Yoga Sutra of Patanjali with comments by Vyasa. It says Patanjala Yoga Sutra Bhashyamu Vyasa Vyasa Virachitamu. I'm doing Sutra 30. It's book 2, Sutra 30. Well, my computer's slowing down. Okay. Not gonna do too much today. I read a lot of Bhagavad Gita, so maybe like 5 sutras. These are really good for you. Sorry. Tatra ahimsa satyosita teya brahmacharya parigraha ahimsa satyogasit ahimsa satya sitya brahmacharya parigraha yamaha. Let me just double check. So this is a really good copy, but it only has one version. There are many, not many, a few versions, because it's like at least 5,000 years old. So, and this is the best version I've found. This one that I'm reading right now. But the problem is that the printing sucks sometimes. So I have to double check with all the other versions just to make sure I'm reading the right thing. Because Sanskrit is like a program language. You might not get the effect you've desired if you pronounce it wrong. So it's not easy. Yamaha Tatra Himsa Saibata Saibada Saibaputana Manapidrohaho Utdare Cha Yamani Yamasna Yamasatanu Mula Satastu Siddhiti Paratayaiva. Like you see right there. Like the printing is off. I mean, it couldn't be anything else but da, but you never know sometimes. Yeah. Yamani Yama Sutanu Yamani Yama Sutanu Mula Sutatu Siddhiti Paratayaiva. Yamani Yama Sutanun Yamani Yama Su Yamani Yama Sutanum Yamani Yama Sutanum Mula Sutatu Siddhiti. This could take a while. Like I said before, you just need to read it once, right? One funny thing about Sanskrit, sorry, tobacco. Yamani Yama Yamani yama satanu. Yamani yama satanu mula satata siddhati paratayaiva. Yamani yama satanu mula satata siddhati paratayaiva. Alright, does that count? It counts? I wanna do it again. Yamani yama satanu mula satata siddhati paratayaiva. Okay. And there's number 2. Let's see the alternative. There is at least a few versions of the sutras with Vyasa comments. The book is so old, the text has been altered with time. You can't help it. Daya. Okay. And then it goes with da. Okay. Daya. Yamani yama satanu mula satatu. Yamani yama satanu mula satatu siddhati parataya. Yeah. Yamani yama satanu mula satatu. Yamani yama satanu mula satatu siddhati parataya. Tatu pratipadanaya pratipadyanu te tadavadata rupakarano. That printing. Yaibo. So there's another line supposed to be there. It's been erased. Tadavada taru pakarano yaibo padi yanute. Tata jokutamu sa kaibayam brahmanue yata pratani bahuni samadittasate tata brahmadakrite pyo himsani dane pyo vibaltamanasata meba badata rupa mahimsa nibaltamanasata meba badata nibaltamanasata meba badata nibaltamanasata meba badata rupa nibaltamanasata meba badata rupa mahimsa nibaltamanasata meba badata rupa mahimsam karoti satyam yathalte bangamanase yatha tirishitam yatha numitam tatha bangamanashachati paratara sivabota samkranu taye. Want to make sure this is a B. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Bhagukuta sa yadi na panchita pranata va pratipatati panthya. I hope that is a V and not a B. Pratipanatya. Alright, cool. Pratipatati vanutya va pavediti eshwo saivaputopakar tam pravritita which is a double T and not a single T. Yeah. Na Putopakhataya Yadi Jaivamapya Pitiyamana Putopakhata Parai Putopakhat Putopa Putopa Putopakhata Paraiva Syanuna Satyam Syanuna yeah. Satyam Pavetpa Pameva Pavetena Punuya Pasena Punuya Pratiru Pakeno Kashutam Tamaho Prapunuyat Tasmat Parikushya Saiva Putahitam Satyam Puruyat. I think this looks like a Buru. The printing is like awful. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sutaya Masha Sutra Pulvakam Drabhyanam Parataho Subhikaranam Tatu Pratishwataho Namaste Tatu Pratishwataho Punarasa Puriharu Pamasateyamiti Punarasa Puriharu Pamasateyamiti Brahmacharyam Kuputenudriya Siopasitasya Kuputenudriya Siopasitasya Samyamaho Vipayano Maljana Rakushoya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. And it's this one right here. It's really long. It's gonna take a while. You only need to say it once. Vipaya no Maljana Rakusho no Kushaya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. Vipayano Maljana Rakusho Maljana Rakusho no Na Rakusho no Kushoya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. Vipayano Maljana Rakusho no Kushaya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. Almost. Vipayano Maljana Rakusho no Kushaya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. This really, tobacco really helps. If it weren't for that, I'd be pulling my hair out. Vipayano Maljana Rakusho no Kushaya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. Ityete Yamaho maybe one more. I'm gonna say one more. Vipayano Maljana Rakusho no Kushaya Sanguga Himsa Dosho Daishana Dasubi Karano Maparigraha. Good enough. Ityete Yamaho. Sometimes if you overpronounce it, you get to pronounce simple words wrong. It's like you can't overdo Sanskrit. Do it to the best of your knowledge, but don't push it too much. So if you said it right once, just move on. Harmlessness, truthfulness, abstinence from theft, continence, and non-acceptance of gift are the restraints. There, harmlessness is the absence of oppression towards all living beings by all means and for all times. The following restraints and observances are its root. Their main object is but its attainment. They are accomplished for its achievement. They are taken up for making it perfect. So also it has been said, he is indeed a Brahmano, who, the more he wishes to accept many a vow, the more he turns away from the origins of injury caused through inadvertence, simply makes that harmlessness perfect. Truthfulness consists in true speech and mind, that is, the speech and mind in accordance with that which is seen, inferred, and heard. The speech is uttered for transferring one's own knowledge to another, if it is neither deceptive nor mistaken, nor barren of observation, and if it is engaged for the good of all living beings, but not for their injury. But in spite of being used with the best of intentions, if it turns to be the injury to living beings, it cannot be truthful, it must be but sin. The advocate of such truth must go to painful darkness by that false show and false appearance of virtue. Therefore, after examining it carefully, one should speak the truth beneficial to all beings. Theft is acceptance of things from another against the laws of the scriptures. Abstinence from theft consists in the negation thereof, as also in the absence of the desire for it. Continence is the full control of the sex organ, the organ of generation. Non-acceptance of gifts is the non-receiving of things after realizing the blemishes of material goods in earning, preservation, loss, attachment, and injury. These are the restraints. Of these, abstinence from injury and from falsehood and from theft and from incontinence and from acceptance of gifts are the abstentions. Of these, abstinence from injury means the abstinence from malice towards all living creatures in every way and at all times, and the other abstentions and observances are rooted in it. Insofar as their aim is the perfection of it, they are taught in order to teach it. And in this sense it has been said, surely this same Brahman, in proportion as he desires to take upon himself many courses of action, in this proportion refraining from heedlessly giving injury, fulfills abstinence from injury in order to give it the full character of its spotlessness. Abstinence from falsehood means speech and mind such as correspond to the object intended, and speech and mind corresponding to what is seen or inferred or heard. If speech is spoken in order that one's own knowledge may pass to someone else, it should not be deceitful or mistaken or barren of information. It should be used for the service of all, not for the ruin of creatures. And even when used thus, should it be only for the ruin of creatures, it would not be an abstinence from falsehood. It would be nothing less than wrong. Insofar as there would be a false kind of merit, a resemblance of merit, it will become the worst of evils. Therefore let him consider what is good for all creatures, and speak with abstinence from falsehood. Theft is the unauthorized appropriation of things of value from another, while abstinence from theft, one free from coveting, is the refusal to do this. Continence is control of the hidden organ of generation. Abstinence from acceptance of gifts is abstinence from appropriating objects because one sees the disadvantages in acquiring them, or keeping them or losing them, or in being attached to them or in harming them. These then are the abstentions. Te tu jati deshakala samaya ba naba kuchina chinuna ho jati deshakala samaya naba kuchina jati deshakala samaya naba kuchinuna ho saiba pauma mahabratama. Tatra himsa jatiya bakuchina jatiya bakuchinuna matasya bata kasya. There's number 1. Matasya banutaka matasya banutha Matasya Banutakas Matasya Banutakasya. And there's another version. Tatasya Beta Sya Beta Kasya. Tatasya Beta Kasya. Wow. Matasya Shiveva Matasya Shuveva Nanyatra Himsa Saiva Desha Bakachinana Na Dilte Anushumiti Saiva Kala Bakachinana Na Jatuldashyam Na Punuye Hanishumiti Saiva Tripiru Paratasya Tripiru Paratasya Samaya Bakachinuna Deva Brahmano Te Nanyata Hanishumiti Yata Ja Kushokaturiya Kushokaturiyanam. So that is supposed to be like a k sound, but some versions they have different ones. I just want to quickly check. It doesn't have a number. Yeah, Sanskrit is an ancient language, and the pronunciation has been lost. And it's supposed to sound like a European language, and most people don't pronounce it like a European language anymore. Kind of sad. It's supposed to sound like French. Alright, so I mean, not too much like French, but a little like French. Yeah, see, it uses a t instead of a k. How about, so I have 3 books, or 4 books, I should say. The one that I'm reading it has multiple versions. Sometimes it does miss like what I'm looking at, because it's been a long time. Ancient. Wow. Okay. This one doesn't even seem to have the double T. And I'll just say Kushoka Kushatatariyanam Yudita Eva Himsa Nanyatrati Epiljati Deshakala Sama Yaira Nabakachinuna Epiljati Deshakala Sama Epiljata Deshakala Sama Yaira Nabakachinuna. One more. Epiljati Deshakala Sama Yaira Epiljati Deshakala Sama Epiljati Deshakala Sama Yaira Nabakachinuna Epiljati Deshakala Sama Yaira Nabakachinuna. Ahimsa Dayahu Saivataiva Paripalaniyahu Saivapumishu Saivapishu Sarva Visho Yeshu, Sarva Taiva Viditavya Picharaho, Sarva Taiva Viditavya Picharaho, Sarva Pauma Hama Brata Mitiuchian, Hama Brata, Hama. Oh, see, I mispronounced it. When you overdo it, make sure you pronounce simple words wrong, so you can't overdo it. It gets Sanskrit gets you. Mahabharata miti ujyanante is number 2. Jyate. Mahabharata miti ujyate. They, however, being universal but not limited by caste, place, time, and circumstances, are termed the Great Vow. Their harmlessness is limited by caste. The injury adopted by the fisherman should be inflicted upon fish alone and none else. The same is limited by place too. I shall not kill at a sacred spot. The same is again limited by time also. I shall not kill on the 14th day of a fortnight and on a sacred day. The same in the case of a person who desists from these 3 is limited by circumstances also. I shall not kill except for the sake of gods and brahmanas. So also the injury inflicted by the kshatriyas should be in battle alone and nowhere else. Thus, harmlessness and the rest must be observed by all means, not limited by these distinctions of caste, place, time, and circumstances. When they are performed everywhere, in all cases, by all means, and without any exception, they being universal, are called a great vow. And if you notice, I'm reading 2 versions of English, just in case. Now as for these, when they are unqualified by species or place or time or exigency, and when all these classes, the great course of conduct. Of these, abstinence from injury is qualified in respect of species as follows. A catcher of fish does injury to fishes only and to nothing else. The same is qualified in respect of place, as when one says, I will not slay in a holy place. The same is qualified in respect of time, as when one says, I will not slay on the 14th day, nor on a day of good omen. The same in the case of one who refrains from the 3 is qualified in respect of exigency, as when one says, for the sake of gods and brahmans, and not otherwise I will slay. Likewise also in the case of the warrior who says, in battle only, injury, and nowhere else. Abstinence from injury and the other, unqualified by these species or times or places or exigencies, must be kept when covering no less than all the cases. In all the classes means with regard to all the objects, without exceptions in no less than all the classes. This is what is meant by speaking of the great course of conduct when covering all the stages. So when you read the Sanskrit, you don't need this addendum, this added words. It makes it even worse. And maybe like 3 more. A lot of Bhagavad Gita today. Alright, just checking time, 1 second. Oof. Shauta samtosho tapaho subhatya yashivara pranuitanani niyamaho. Shaucha samtosho tapaho subhatya yashivara pranuitanani. Shaucha samtosho tapaho subhatya yashivara pranuitanani niyamaho. shao cham Budi chu chala di Budi chu chala di tanitam Budi chu chala di chanitam Metya pia baharan Metya pia baharano di Cha bahiyamu piano taram Jititamalana ma kusholanam Santoshoho Samnihita sathana dati kasyanupatitasa Samnihita sathana dati kasyanupatitasa Tapo Dubam duba sahanam Dubam duba shicha. It's number 3. Dubam ja. Alright. That one didn't make it clear. Dubam cha. Oh, I see. See the different versions? This is Dubam shicha. This version has it as Dubam. And I wonder what this one is. Dubam shicha. Divan shicha. So you got 3 different pronunciations. And I'm pronouncing pretty much all of them. There is another version. Dubam Dubani cha. Dubam shicha. Okay. Jikata sapi pase. Shi toshunue. Satana sane. Kashita mauna kara maune. Cha. Pratani. I just hope that this is not a B. The printing is like, it's not, it's okay. Jiao shuo mnyata yogam. Number 1. Jaiva yata Jaiva. Wow. Okay, cool. Jiao shomu yata yogam. Gurikuchara janu. Gurikuchara janu durayano sam tapanadini. Test. Okay. Grichara chanudra yano samutapanadi. Grichara chanudra yano sam. Grichara chanudra yano sam tapanadini. Sivatyayo mukushosha satrano matyayanam. Prano bajapo pa. Ishvara pranuitanam. Tasmin parama gurao. Salva Saiba Kaimai Panom, Saiba Kaimai Panom, Saiba Kaimai Panom, Saiba Kaimai Panomu, Saiba Kaimai, Saiba Kaimai Panomu, Shaya Sana, Shaya Sanasutota, Shaya Sanasutota, Pati Brajanuba. I just want to make sure that is a Brajanuba. Oops. Brajanuba. Yeah, cool. Subhasatahu Parikushi no Bidalka Parikushi no Bidalka Jalahu Samsara Bijakushoyami Kushamanoho Sianu Nitya Yukuto Murita Pogapagi Sianu Nitya Yukuto Siano Nitya Yukuto Murita Pogapagi. There's number 2. Tya Yukuto. What does that mean? Mukuto, okay. Siano Nitya Mukuto. Siano Nitya Mukuto Murita Pogapagi. That's the only version. Yatreda Mukutam Tatahu Pratyakuchatana Tikamun Pianu Taraya Pashichati Pratyakuchatana Tikamamu Kamopia. It could take a while. Pratyakuchatana Tikamopianu Taraya Pratyakuchatana Tikamopianu Taraya Pavashichati. The observances are purification, contentment, penance, study, and full aspiration after Ishvara. Test. Okay, cool. Their purification caused by earth and water, or by the eating and drinking of the consecrated things, is external. The internal purification is to wash away the mental impurities. Contentment is the absence of desire for procuring more things than what already belong to him. Penance is to tolerate the pairs of opposites. Further, the pairs of opposites are hunger and thirst, heat and cold, standing and sitting, that silence and gestural silence, and also the vows performed with the appropriate rites, such as Grichra, Chandrayano, Santapana, etc. Study is the reading of the scriptures leading to emancipation or the repetition of the pranava. The full aspiration after Ishvara is the dedication of all material actions to him, the highest preceptor. It has been said in this connection, whether placed on bed or on a seat or walking along a road, he, the ever-freed and ever-established in himself, whose network of doubts has been destroyed, and who is seeing the destruction of the seed of rebirth, becomes the sharer of immortality. Thus it is that therefrom come in the attainment of the inner soul, and also the absence of impediments. Cleanliness and contentment and self-castigation, and study and devotion to the Ishvara are the observances. Of these, cleanliness is produced by earth or by water or the like, and by the consumption and others with regard to pure sacrificial food. This is outer. Inner is the washing away of the blemishes of the mind stuff. Contentment means not to covet more than the means at hand. Self-castigation is the bearing of extremes, hunger and thirst, cold and heat, standing and sitting, stock stillness and formal stillness, and according to usage, courses of conduct such as mortifications and lunar fasts and rigid penances. Study is the recital of books that treat of release or the repetition of the syllable of adoration. Devotion to the Ishvara is the offering of all actions to the Supreme Teacher. He who rests in himself, for whom the network of perverse considerations has been destroyed, whether resting upon a bed or on a seat, or wandering upon a road, will behold the destruction of the seat of the brown of rebirths, will be permanently released, will participate in deathless delights. With regard to which this has been said, thereafter comes the right knowledge of him who thinks in an inverse way, and the removal of obstacles. Eteshum Yamani Yamanam Vitaikaba Tane Parti Pakusha Pava Namu Yadasya Brahmanosya Himsa Dayo Vitaika Jaya Ranu Hanishyo Miyahama Pakari No Maturita Mapi. Okay. Jayeranu hana Jayeranu hanishyo miyahamapa Jayeranu hanishyo miyahamapa karinoma Niritamapi. Jayeranu hani Jayeranu hanishyo miyahamapa Jayeranu hanishyo miyahamapa karinoma Niritamapi. Jayeranu hanishyo miyahamapa karinoma Niritamapi. Jayeranu hanishyo miyahamapa karinoma Niritamapi. Jayeranu hanishyo miyahama Jayeranu hanishyo miyahama bakari noma Niritamapi. Jayeranu hanishyo miyahama bakari noma Niritamapi. Jayeranu hanishyo miyahama bakari noma Niritamapi. Pakushyomi Tiravyamapyasya Suvi Karishyomi Tareshu Jansya Vyavayi Pavishyomi Parigraheshu Jansya Duvami Pavishyomi Evamunu Maiga Brahmana Vitaka Jivareno Ti Putena. Evamunu Maiga Brahmana Vitaka Jivareno Ti Evamunu Maiga Brahmana Vitaka Jivareno Ti Putena. Bhatyama Nasutat Pratipakusho Nupavayat. Bhatyama Nasutat Pratipakusho Nupavayat. Koreshu Samsarangareshu Pachyamanena Maya Sharanamupagataho. Number 3. Mupaga Sharanamupagataho. And there's number 4. Kataho Sharanamupagataho. Sarvaputa Payapradanena Yogataimaho. Sa Kalvayam Vyakduva Vitaikana Bunasutana Dadana Sutuliyaho. Shivabhurituteneti Pavayat. Yata Shiva Vanada Panuta Valehi Tata Vyakatasya Punaradadana Iti Evamadi Sutra Dareshvapi Yojiyamu. For the prevention of evil ideas regarding these restraints and observances, the development of contrary thoughts is required. When the evil ideas in the form of injury, etc., come to this Brahmana, such as, I shall kill the evildoer, I shall also tell a lie, I shall also possess this man's things, I shall also be an adulterer of his wife, I shall also be its owner by the acceptance of gift. He being thus afflicted by the high fever of wicked ideas tending to evil course, should develop the contrary thoughts. I, being burnt up by the horrible fire of rebirth, have taken refuge in the practice of yoga after giving assurance of safety to all living beings. If that very I, who have once given up those evil thoughts, were to take them up again, I shall be equal to a dog in conduct. He should think in this way. As a dog licks up its own vomit, so is the man who takes up again the thing once given up by him. Thus, all this should be applied to other aphorisms also. Vitaka himsa dayahu kritaka rita numo kritaka rita numodi kritaka rita numodita lopakrota moha pulvaka muridumatya timadra duhaka muridumatya timadra duhaka jinyana nanudapala iti pratipakusha bhavanamu. Tatra himsa tabat krita karita numoditati trita ekaika punasatrita lopena mam sajai mai tena grotana pa krita maneneti mohena taimo me pavishyati iti lopakrota mohaha punasatrivita muridu matya timadra. So make sure this is, the printing is it's not too good. 34. Alright, I'll trust this, I guess. Iti evam sabda vimshatil peda Pavanati himsayaha muridumatyati madraha punasatrita muridulmatya muridusat tivra muriduriti muridulmatya muridusati vra muriduriti. Tata muridu matio Matya matya sati varamatya iti Tata muridu ti vro Matyati vroti Matyati vroti matrati vra iti Avameka shiti peda Himsa bhavati Sa Punalniyama vikalpa samukujaya pedada samkhyeya. Printing is off. I mean, I shouldn't say off. They tried. Punalniyama vikalpa samukujaya pedada samkhyeya. Punalniyama vikalpa samukujaya pedada samkhyeya. Prana puridu pedasya pari samkhyeya vaditi. Prana puridu pedasya pari samkhyeya vaditi. Evamanrita dishivapi yojiyamu. So this is, I don't know if you heard me, my microphone was off. Another version. I have multiple versions. Te kaivami vitalka tuhaka jinyana nanan tapala tuhaka jinyana nanan tapala iti pratipakusha pavanamar, or is it, yeah, pratipakusha pavanam tuhakama jinyanam jananatam palam yushomiti pratipakusha pavanam tata cha himsakasata batu pratamam patyasya viryama kushipati tatashicha shasatra dinipatena tuhakayati tato jivitadapi mochayati tato viryakushwepadasya cetana mupakaranam kushvina viryam bhavati. Tuhakotapa dana narakatiriyak puretadishu. Tuhakotapa dana narakatiriyak puretadishu. Tuhakotapa dana narakatiriyak puretadishu. Tuhakotapa dana narakatiriyak puretadishu. Puretadishu. One more. Tuhakotapa dana narakatiriyak puretadishu. Tuhakamanu bhavati jivita vyaparopanot pratikushonam jivita vyaparopanot pratikushanam ja jivita jivita dhyaya vartamano maranamikachananapi tuhakavipakasya niyatavipaka vedani yatavad katam chide bokuchva siti. This could take a while. Niyatavipaka veda niyatavad katam chide bokuchva siti. Niyatavipaka vedani yatavad katamchi devokuchivasiti. And there's number 1. Tave. Okay. Niyatavipaka vedani yatavad katamchi. Niyatavipaka vedani yatavad katamchi devokuchivasiti. Yadi ja katamchit punuya va pakata himsa pabet tatara. Just want to make sure this is not a double T. I mean single T. Pabet tatara. Yeah, cool. Sukhapra patao. Paveda를 pa yuriti evamanurita dishivapi yojiam yata sampavamu evam vitalkanam jamume vanugatam vipakamanishtam pavayanana vitalkeshu manaho pranuida tita. The evil actions regarding injury, etc. are done, caused to be done, and permitted to be done through avarice, anger, and ignorance. They have mild, middle, and intense degrees, and are possessed of the infinite fruits of pain and darkness. Such is the development of contrary thoughts. Their injury is thus done, caused to be done, and permitted to be done. So it is threefold. Each of them again is threefold. Through avarice means for flesh and skin. Through anger means as evil is done by this, and through ignorance means virtue will come to me. Again, avarice, anger, and ignorance having mild, middle, and intense degrees are threefold. Thus this injury has 27 divisions. The mild, middle, and intense degrees are again threefold. Mildly mild, mildly middle, and mildly intense. Similarly, middlingly mild, middlingly intense, and middlingly middle, and middlingly intense. Similarly, intensely mild, intensely middle, and intensely intense. Thus injury becomes of 81 divisions. Again, this becomes innumerable according to the divisions of compulsion, option, and conjunction on account of numberlessness of the division of living beings. Similarly, this should be also applied to falsehood, etc. The development of contrary thoughts means that these evil courses are indeed possessed of infinite fruits of pain and darkness, that is, pain and darkness are the endless fruits of them. Such is the development of the contrary thoughts. So also the killer at first overpowers the whole energy of the victim, then afflicts him with the blow of weapons, etc., and finally separates him even from his life. Thereby, his conscious and unconscious instruments become weak due to the expenditure of his strength. By causing pain, he suffers pain by births, in hell, in animals, and also in the wombs of evil spirits, etc. And by killing the living beings, he, being tired of his life every moment, somehow lives even though longing for death, because the result of the regulated fruitive of the painful fruition must be experienced. If the injury be anyhow mixed up with virtue, in that case he lives a short life for enjoying that pleasure. Thus it should be applied to falsehood, etc., also as far as possible. Thus, by thinking of the evil fruition of the wicked ideas, such is the result of such and such actions, the yogi should not engage his mind in those thoughts. These evil ideas should be abandoned by means of developing the contrary thoughts, When they become unproductive for him, the power caused thereby becomes a sign of success for the yogi. As for these abstentions and observances, if there be inhibition by perverse considerations, there should be cultivation of the opposites. Whenever in the mind of this Brahman, injuries and similar arise as perverse considerations, such as, for instance, I will kill him who hurts me, I will also lie, I will also appropriate his money, and I will commit adultery with his wife, and I will also make myself master of his property. Thus inhibited by the blazing fever of perverse considerations, let him cultivate the opposites of these. Let him ponder, baked upon the pitiless coals of the round of rebirths, I take my refuge in the rules for yoga by giving protection to every living creature. I myself, after ridding myself of perverse considerations, and betaking myself to them once more like a dog. As a dog to his vomit, even so I betake myself up to that of which I have rid myself. Other similar should be applied in the other sutras also. Oh, that was the previous one. For some reason I didn't read that one. Okay, so this is the one. Since perverse considerations such as injuries, whether done or caused to be done, are approved, whether ensuing upon greed or anger or infatuation, whether mild or moderate or vehement, find their unending consequences in pain and in lack of thinking, there should be the cultivation of their opposites. Of these, first of all, injury, since it is done or caused to be done or approved, is threefold. Moreover, each of these is threefold, insofar as there is greed, the desire for the meat or for the skin, or insofar as there is anger when a man thinks he has been hurt by that man, or insofar as there is infatuation as when a man thinks it will be merit for me. Again, since greed and anger and infatuation are threefold, as being mild and moderate and vehement, there are thus 720 varieties of injuries. Yet again, since gentle and moderate and extreme, threefold as follows: generally mild and keenly mild. Similarly, gently moderate and moderate and keenly moderate. Likewise, gently keen and moderately keen and vehemently keen. Thus injury is of 1 in 80 varieties. It is, however, innumerable, because of the varieties due to specifications and to options and to aggregations, due to the fact that the varieties of those who breathe the breath of life are innumerable. In the same manner, it is to be applied to falsehood and to the others. Now, since these perverse considerations have endless consequences in pain and in lack of thinking, one should cultivate their opposites. There is a cultivation of those things, the endless consequences of which are pain and a lack of thinking. And to continue, he who commits an injury first of all reduces the strength of the victim, then causes him pain by falling upon him with a knife or something of the kind, afterwards even deprives him of life. When once he has taken away the strength, his own animate or inanimate aids begin to have their strength dwindle away. As a result of causing pain, he himself experiences pain in hells and in the animals and of departed spirits and in others. As a result of uprooting from life, he himself continues from moment to moment at the very point of departure from life, and even while wishing for death, he pants laboriously, since the fruition of pain is to be felt in a fruition which has a limit. Furthermore, even if the injury could be somehow done away by merit, even then, if he obtained happiness, it would be that his length of life be short. In the same way, so far as possible, is to be applied to lying and to the others. Thus, pondering on that same consequence of perverse considerations, which is inevitable and undesired, the yogin should not devote his central organ to perverse considerations. As a result of the cultivation of the opposites, the perverse considerations become things that may be escaped. Ooh. These are like bonus rounds. Cool. Pratipakushapa Vanad Tetulheya So there's two versions of this. Pratipakusha Pavanad Tetul. Pratipakusha Pavanad Tetul He. Pratipakusha Pavanad Tetul Heya. Number 2 is pretty sure Heto. Na Heto. Pratipakusha Pavana Hetul. Pratipakusha Pavana Hetul Te. Pratipakusha Pavana. Pratipakusha Pavana Hetul Heya. Pitalka Yadasya Siura Prasa Valpa Taimano Sutada. Siura Prasava Siura Prasava Taimano Siura Prasava Taimano Sutada Tatakrita Maishivariam Yoginaho Siddhati Siddhatisu Siddhatisu Jakam. So make sure the spelling, the printing. Yeah. Pavati Tadyatha Ahimsa Pratishto Yam Tatasamni Tel Vairatyagaho Salvapuranuyam Pavati. When they become unproductive for him, the power caused thereby becomes the sign of success for the yogi. On the establishment of harmlessness in his vicinity, abandonment of enmity. These are as follows. On the establishment of harmlessness, abandonment of enmity comes to all beings in his vicinity. When they become for him unsuitable for generation, then the power caused by this fact becomes indicative of the yogin's perfection. For example, as soon as he is grounded in abstinence from injury, his presence begets a suspension of enmity. It occurs on the part of all living creatures. Salvapuranuyam Pavati Nitel Vairatyagaho Tatasamnitel Vairatyagaho Salvapuranuyam Pavati. Okay. Satya Pratishtoyam Kriya Palashirayat Vamu Taimiko Puya Iti Pavati Taimikaho Savagam Prabhunuhiti. So I'll make sure the printing is printed okay. But yeah. Savagam Prabhunoti Amokasya Bhagavati. On the establishment of truthfulness, masterfulness over action and fruition. Be virtuous, one. Be virtuous, one becomes virtuous. Go to heaven, one goes to heaven. His speech becomes infallible. As soon as he is grounded in abstinence from falsehood, actions and consequences depend upon him. If he says to a man, "Be thou right living," the man becomes right living. If he expresses the wish, "Attain thou heaven," the man attains heaven. What he says comes true. Bhagavati Asateya Pratishtoyam Saivaratnom Saivaratnopasatanam. It's a little blurry, so I'm just gonna double check here. Yeah, it's okay. Saivadikasthanye Siopatishta Tanute Saivadikasthanya Siopatishtanute. I'm just gonna triple check here. It's a little blurry. Saivadikasthanya Siopatishtanute. Yeah. Ratnani. On the establishment of truthfulness, masterfulness over action and fruition. Rather. Wow. 37. On the establishment of abstinence from theft, presence of all excellent things. All excellent things come to him from all sides. As soon as he is grounded in abstinence from theft, all jewels approach him. From all directions, jewels approach to be his. Okay, 38. Brahmacharya pratishtoyam Viryalapaho Yasya. It's a little blurry. Yeah. La pada pratikan guno nutukarshayati. Yeah. La pada pratikan nuno guno. La pada pratikanu guno nut karshayati. La pada pratikanu nun. La pada pratikanu guno. La pada pratikanu guno nut karshayati. Siddhashacham. This is really blurry. Yeah. Vinayeshu Jnanamatatum Samalto Pavatiti. On the establishment of continence, attainment of vigor, by the attainment of which the irresistible virtues grow. Further, the yogi, being thus perfect, becomes able to impart knowledge to the disciples. As soon as he is grounded in abstinence from incontinence, he acquires energy, by the acquisition of which the yogin increases his unhindered qualities. And when he is perfected, he is able to transfer his thinking to the pupils. Aparigraha Sthairie Aparigraha Sthairie Aparigraha Sthairie Aparigraha Sthairie Janamakatamta Sambodhaho januma katamta sambotaho. It's kind of blurry, so just double checking here. Okay. Asya Pavati Kohama Sam Katamahama Sam Gimsibididam. There's number 1. Get. So that version skips all that. Okay. Katam Sibididam Gimsibididam Katam Sibididam Ge Ba Pavishyamaho Katam Ba Pavishyama. This is really blurred. Ityevamasya Pulvanata Taparanata Matye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa Matye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa Pulvan Taparana Dama Pulvan Taparana Damatye Shivat Mapava Pulvan Taparana Damatye Shivat Mapava Pulvan Taparana Matye Shivat Mapava Pulvan Taparana Pulvan Taparana Damat Pulvan Taparana Da Pulvan Taparana Da Pulvan Taparana Damatye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa. Man, these are all short. Pulvan Taparana Matye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa Sivaru Benopa Vaitate Eta. I'm gonna just do this one more time. Pulvan Taparana Damatye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa. And then there's number 2 I forgot to do. It's blurry. Vana Tapa. Okay. Pulvan Taparana Dam. Pulvan Taparana Damatye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa. Pulvan Taparana Damatye Shivat Mapava Chichinyasa. There's one more version of that, which is Vipa Bishu Vipa Bul Vipa. So which one has that one? Just wanna check here. Alright, this is the same as the other one. Well, yeah, reading Sanskrit in public could scare the crap out of people, I found out, so I don't do that anymore. So I do it here. Okay. So nobody has that third version. I'm just gonna pronounce. Let me just check the fourth version. Guy 39. Yeah. Pul Bulbi, bulbin, bulbi, ba, bulbi, paran, damatia shiva, damapa, bajijinyasa, Subaru, Subaru, Beno, pa, baltate, eta. That's really blur. I'm sure it's eta. Yeah. Yamasu tairie, siditayahu. On the firmness of non-acceptance comes the right perception of the how and why of birth. On the firmness of non-acceptance, the right perception of the how and why of birth comes to him. Who was I? How was I? What is this? How is this? What shall we be? How shall we be? Thus the inquiry of self-existence pertaining to past, future, and present appears to him in its exact form. These are the perfections on the firmness of the restraints. Now we shall describe the perfections regarding the firmness of observances. Wait, it wasn't that long. So it added something more. Yeah, so the last sentence is not included in Sanskrit. As soon as he is established in abstinence from acceptance of gifts, a thorough illumination upon the condition of birth becomes his. Who was I? How was I? Or what this birth be? Or how this be? Or what shall we become? Or how shall we become? Such a desire to know his own condition in former and later and intermediate times becomes of itself fulfilled for him. These, when he is established in the abstentions, are the perfections. Okay, now I'm just wondering how much I should do here. Oh, okay, I'm gonna quit. Yeah. Namaste. Sorry for the sound. I found out it's not. Hopefully, it's not gonna happen again in the future. I'm new to this streaming thing, so. And besides, it's probably not the time yet. This is really not up to me. This is the timing has to be perfect. If people are not ready to hear Sanskrit yet, then it's just gonna scare the crap out of them, you know. So yeah, it is what it is. In time, it's gonna be perfected, and there will be people listening to it, and the world will change for the better, hopefully.